We're standing in front of Dubuque City Hall, the scene of Dubuque's Farmers Market, famous Farmers Market. I'm Chrissy Hogue.
And I'm Brittany Bethel from Iowa State University Extension.
We want to welcome you to the Co-op Cookery, Dubuque's Farmers Market edition.
We're going to be learning more about the Dubuque Food Co-op shortly, but first we need to shop and then we need to cook something up.
Tell us, Brittany, what are we going to be cooking up today?
Well, there are tons of good spring vegetables in season right now. We're going to be doing an Asian vegetable spring roll with a dipping sauce, and it's going to have local lettuce, radishes, herbs, anything that we can find that will fit into a spring roll, which basically anything can, so it should be great.
Yummy! Who thought you could do an Asian-based anything with local stuff?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Co-op Cookery, Farmers Market edition.
The Co-op Cookery is made possible by the Dubuque Food Co-op. Become a member. Buy local. DubuqueFoodCoop.com. Dupaco Community Credit Union. Steve's Ace Home and Garden. Unity Point Health Finley Hospital. And the Iowa State University Extension and Outreach, Dubuque County.
Raise all the vegetables, and all we count on is the rainwater, which we've been getting a lot of.
So if somebody wanted to find you, where would I send them?
Right on the corner of 13th and May, right by City Hall.
And what's the name of your stand?
Just a Rogeman Farm.
Great. And we're looking for these amazing green onions, right?
Okay, these are the set onions. They're a little bulb that you plant. They're not the seed. You know, you do the seed onions.
Yeah.
These come right from the little bulb.
Okay.
Later on with my onions, as the season goes on and more produce comes in, I will have the big onions. And they grow by a plant, not a little bulb, but by a plant. And I got like 8,000 of them planted in, so you have to come back and see those.
Sounds great to me. These look amazing, and I'm really excited to get working with
They are.
Brittany on these. Do you have greenhouses or hoop houses?
Nope, everything's grown outside, and I don't spray with anything. Everything's just all, I count on the rain. I have no water system. So last year was a bad year because of the drought, you know. But this year we got plenty of rain and everything's starting to grow good now that we finally got it in the ground. Are you going to use it in a salad, or are you going to just
We're going to be using them raw today.
Raw today?
Yep.
Then I would go with more the medium-sized ones, like the smaller ones like this one.
Right. Great. I always trust the farmer because they know how to cook with the foods that they make. So.
That's right.
Oh, so when we're shopping, we always ask, today I'm making a salad.
Correct.
So I will go ahead and I'll go with these green onions.
Okay.
Okay.
From B-Town, Wisconsin, this is Norm, the bee guy. Honey, tell us about it.
Honey? Oh, this is the richest part of the country. You know, when we get all this nectar and stuff from the flowers, that's what it gives us. It's the sweet stuff. Without the bees, we won't eat anymore.
Tell us about the bees, because I heard something about the bees
they've been dying. I've been replacing my bees every year for the last 5 years. They've been dying off. It's because of the mites and the cold weather we've been having up here. This year it was awful bad because we had all this doggone rain. The bees were locked up so doggone long. I thought they were going to start swarming, but the queens all shut down and they didn't raise any brood. So now they're just starting to build up again. So our honey flow is going to be starting in about another 2 weeks, and I hope we got the bees that are going to be able to do it. You know.
What does that mean? The queens just shut down?
Well, when there's no food coming in, the queen quits laying eggs.
Oh.
She quits laying eggs, and when you got a little bug, and you know how big a bee is, lay between 2,000 to 3,000 eggs a day. That's a lot of eggs that they have to lay, you know. And then you figure in 21 days the bees start hatching. So they fill a box up real quick when they start going.
So question for you, does honey taste like the flowers that bees pollinate?
We have orange blossom honey. We have tupelo honey. We have blackberry honey. We have raspberry honey. And we have fireweed honey from Alaska. And we have honey coming in from Hawaii. I usually on the table a lot of times toward the end of the year I have maybe 20 some different kinds of honey from around the United States. And there is a honey out there called buckwheat, but it's beautiful to put in your barbecue and on your baked beans and stuff. It's perfect.
So how do you know which flowers the bees are feeding on? How do you know if it's orange blossom honey or buckwheat honey?
Oh yeah, great question.
If you put bees in an orange grove, most of the bees are going to go right to the orange blossoms. So you know that honey is orange blossom honey. It will taste like oranges. Just like up north in Wisconsin, they put bees on cranberries. I have cranberry honey. It's red like cranberry and tastes like cranberry. Oh, yes.
That's amazing. I did not know that. Norm, thank you so much for telling us about this honey, and good luck with the bees.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate it. The bees are one of those insects that people don't understand. Would you care to have a little bear on my... There
Thank
you go.
you.
Well, you got something special.
This is going in my tea.
Cutest, smallest jar of honey I've ever seen.
I know Brittany is really looking at these.
Yes, we're looking at the radishes.
Tell me a little bit about how long you've been here at Farmers Market.
Well, I've been here all my life, 35 years now. They used to push me under the stroller when I was a baby, and actually my dad was born and raised down here too, so he's 70s and he's been here since he was a baby, and his mom too.
That's amazing. You've been here your whole life.
Yeah, we do a family thing, so it's me and my sister and my mom and my dad, and then our little kids, and it's a family thing for us.
That sounds like an amazing, beautiful life, honestly.
Some days it is.
Brittany, get in here. Tell us about what you're looking for. So that's...
Yeah, sure. I am looking for these radishes, and there's all sorts of varieties of radishes, but the red radish is just a very diverse, a little bit of spice, a little bit of kick, which will go great with the Asian spring rolls. So I'm very excited to be seeing these at market, and they're beautiful and they're red, and they really draw your eye when you're walking around the farmer's market. It really will pull you in. So we're going to use those. We're going to slice them up and put them in the spring rolls.
Yeah, we're making Asian spring rolls from local stuff, which I think is so cool.
I need 1 bunch of radishes, please. I like a little bit bigger bulbs, just because it saves me work. So I'm going to go with these because the bulbs are a little bit bigger.
The lettuce looks beautiful, Brittany.
It does look beautiful. And I thought I was going to do radishes, but now I'm going to do lettuce too, which will go great as a start for the spring roll. So can you tell, I guess, me a little bit about, it looks like a green leaf lettuce to me, but it's got almost this bibbing. It's kind of curdled in, and it's really beautiful. What's the variety?
It is a bib, actually. So what it does is it actually turns into like a small head, and then it actually forms out. So it creates the bigger leaves. So the bigger it gets, the more bigger the leaves and stuff get.
Right.
So, and it's a nice, not bitter, just a nice, sweet lettuce.
Right.
If anybody out there is like me, I don't know any of this stuff, and this is so fascinated.
Well, we always have thousands of recipes. Everybody loves it because they're always like, okay, what do you do with it? And I mean, we like to cook, so I mean,
Where do we go get your recipes?
we just stop here. We'll tell you.
Oh, you'll verbally, and we'll like put it in our cell phones, smartphones, or write it down.
Oh no, they're easy enough. You can remember. Yes.
I am really wishing I would have chosen an asparagus recipe today because yours looks fantastic. And now asparagus takes a long time to start being in production, right? About 3 years. So how old is your asparagus?
Well, we've got some. We start a new patch every single year. So actually what we've done is we've went around all of our fence lines in the whole entire farm, and this way it helps to keep the weeds down on our fence. So every year we start a new one. So this is probably either 3 to 6 years. And then usually once it gets a little older than 6 years, we end up tilling it out, and then we just start all over.
I'm going to plant my whole lawn in asparagus. You just totally blew my mind there.
Me too. Before we go to our next farm stand, we need to hear from our sponsors.
Iowa Health System is now Unity Point Health. But it's not just a new name, it's a new way to think about providing care. Putting you in the center. and surrounding you with coordinated care between your doctor's office, Finley Hospital, and in your home. Our goal is to get you healthy sooner and help you stay that way. Unity Point Health. The point of unity is you.
The most popular question we get here at Steve's Ace? Who is Steve?
I'm not Steve, I'm Luke, and I know paint.
I'm not Steve, I'm Ann, and I can help you find what you're looking for.
I'm not Steve, I'm Dave, but I do know power equipment.
I'm not Steve, but I'm Scooch, and I know enough about plants to help you out.
I'm Judy.
And I'm Steve, and we're celebrating 25 years of helping friends and neighbors.
Steve's Ace Hardware and Steve's Ace Home and Garden.
My husband and I couldn't get a low-rate truck loan. We were frustrated. Then we heard Dupaco's Money Makeover can uncover hidden money. We were fascinated. Sarah at Dupaco explained our high credit card balances were driving our credit scores down. We were humiliated. She consolidated our debt and opened a Roth IRA with the savings. We'll have almost 30 grand by college or 300 grand at retirement. We're exhilarated.
The Dupaco Money Makeover.
We went in frustrated and came out infatuated.
Dupaco Community Credit Union.
So hydrangeas have been all the buzz this season, and we're very excited to offer some new cultivars here at Steve's Ace. But let me tell you a little bit about hydrangeas that many people get confused on. There's sun hydrangeas and there's shade hydrangeas. The shade hydrangeas can take a little bit of sun, and the sun hydrangeas can take a little bit of shade, but both have their preferences. So if you're looking for those big, colorful, rounded blooms, you're looking at the shade hydrangeas, and Endless Summer has been the big hit. Basically, it's going to be pink if you don't fertilize it, blue if you do, with a product like aluminum sulfate, which acidifies the soil. What makes Endless Summer so special is that they can bloom on new wood. So even though in our Midwest winters they die back to the ground and come back up each spring, they're still going to be able to produce those big, beautiful blooms all summer long. If you're more of a traditionalist and like those big white blossoms that you've grown up with, maybe consider trying one of the new cultivars. This guy right here is called Incrediball hydrangea, and they get huge, big white blooms and are great for brightening up a dark, shady space in the garden. Now, if you have more of a sunny space, you're in luck. There's lots of new cultivars for you as well. Limelight had become very popular in recent years, and because it was so popular, they developed Little Lime. It's a compact hydrangea that likes the sun, and it's going to have white, kind of lime green, conical blooms late in the season. What's nice about these hydrangeas is their bloom lasts all winter long, and so you see that dried blossom on it, creating some nice winter interest in the garden. Another one of my favorites is called Pinky Winky. Not only does it have a great name, it's going to have a blush pink bloom, and it has an interesting red stem as well. Now, many white, sun-loving hydrangeas have gotten pretty big over the years. And so what I'm really excited about this year is a new introduction called Bobo. And Bobo is a cute little compact hydrangea, blooms all summer long. It's just starting to pop its buds and will continue all summer long, but only grows 2 to 3 feet. So if you're looking for a way to brighten up a dark, shady space or wanting to add a pop of color late in the season in your sunny garden, consider one of these great new hydrangeas from Steve's Ace Home and Garden.
beans everywhere. We're at Tree of Life Gardens. I love Tree of Life Gardens. And what are we going to be buying here today?
We have two exciting things to do at this stand today. One, we're going to get some pea shoots for our recipe today, the spring vegetable rolls. Those are going to add a really, really nice flavor into the vegetable rolls. And then I also want to pick up my CSA share.
Jackie, what is CSA?
So CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. And basically, you subscribe to a box of produce. It is very seasonal, whatever we got going on right now. This week we have radishes, oyster mushrooms, pea shoots, chard, and fresh mixed greens. And we also include recipes in a newsletter, so you know how to use those things as well.
Brittany, how important is this CSA program, and who administers it?
Well, CSA is super important, and it's allowed local food to kind of go to the next level. It's a different management strategy for farms where they're able to share the risk with community members. And so for us, my family, we're able to pay Tree of Life CSA up front in the beginning of the season when they need seeds and they need fertilizer and they need all the inputs that they have on the farm. And then we're able to take whatever they harvest throughout the season. So for 20 weeks, we'll get a box of fresh produce, and I can't wait to see what I get this week.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm standing here with Mary Moody, and she's on the board of the Dubuque Food Co-op. Just tell us, give us a progress report.
It's really exciting time for the Dubuque Food Co-op right now. You know, we've been months and months in the planning and development for the store. We're just about ready to close up our investment campaign. We have 3 really strong candidates for the position of the general manager of the store, and we have 1,200 members supporting the vision for the Dubuque Food Co-op.
That's just incredible. And you have a website, and people are joining online.
They are. You can join up by PayPal or here at the farmers market each week. You can send in your membership as well.
So you can come here and join. Would people come here and join by cash, or can they? Do you have like a Square, Swipe, or card?
Just cash or check is what we have available here. PayPal online if you'd like.
Great. Now, maybe some of us already know what a co-op is, but for the people who don't know what a co-op is, what is that?
This Dubuque Food Co-op will look similar to ones that others might have shopped in or have known about, the New Pioneer or Willie Street in Iowa City and Madison, respectively. We're a natural foods store that's featuring locally grown and organically produced products, as well as a full-service grocery line.
Okay, and then so let's just say that I wanted to become a member of the Food Co-op, and I go online, and I love PayPal, and I'm going to join. Are there levels that I would pick from, or would I choose how much I can purchase for? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, membership comes at a $100 level for everybody. You can pay that in installments if you'd like. It's a one-time, lifetime membership. Investment can come in increments $25 or over, up to whatever your generous heart desires.
Great. You know, our futures are intimately linked, and your future, our future depends on your future. So we're really looking forward to moving in.
We're mutually excited as well, and really appreciate the Co-op Cookery and all that it's going to do to promote the good health of our community through local foods and cooking.
All right, Brittany, so we are at my personal favorite segment of this show, and it's the cooking segment.
Yes.
And we have the honor and privilege of having our house band playing for us in the back, so it kind of makes our job a little bit better. For me anyway, I'm dancing, you're cooking.
It's great. It's great to have music in the background. I like having music when I cook at home, so this makes me just feel like I'm in my own kitchen. I'm basically either slicing or dicing everything that I got at market today. So I did take some carrots, which we'll hopefully have at market in a couple weeks here, and I just julienne them, which is basically just turning them into matchsticks. And then I am taking the radishes that we bought, and I am just giving them a nice little slice here, making them nice and thin for when we put them into the spring roll. You don't want anything too large and too crispy. So we just try to make it nice and easy to eat. And then we have the scallions, the green onions, which I've just kind of sliced right there, nice and small, which we'll add in, and that'll give it a nice bite. We have lots of greens here. You talk about eating your greens, and people think you have to eat a salad, and this is a great way to incorporate vegetables in a different way. And we were talking earlier, right, about people that are gluten intolerant, and doing these spring rolls is a great way to, you know, have a wrap, have something like a tortilla or a burrito, but in a way that isn't harmful to people that have gluten intolerance. So it's a great alternative. So it's flour, tapioca flour, salt, and water. So that's, you know, the only ingredients that are in the spring roll wrapper, and they're in the produce section actually by the lettuces. So they're actually refrigerated. So super easy to use, and they'll last forever, which I love. And you take them out, and they are these really hard shelled items, almost like paper.
What? I would not have expected that.
Break it. Can you break it? Oh, you can't really.
It's like plastic.
Yeah, it does look like plastic, but the beauty is, the second that we put these in warm water, it's going to transform. So I will do that right now. I'm just going to take out the little guy that's in there, and we're just going to set it in warm water. Now, if this was hot, the transformation would happen a lot faster. It's a little bit lukewarm right now, so I'm just going to kind of press it down, give it a little swirl, and we'll just kind of let it sit there for a second. And I do have all the veggies prepped, so if you want, I don't know how that works, but you can let me know. I've never tried that before. I guess it's like eating raw noodles, maybe. All right, so we're gonna get started on the sauce. We are going to, first off, get our aromatics in here, which will be our garlic and also our ginger. Now, ginger is a yummy food. And this probably isn't the safest way, so kids, don't do this at home. Just gonna kind of peel off the outside because that's gonna be a little bit tough. And what we really want is this amazing inside. Look at the smell. Can you smell it?
Yeah, even with my allergies.
Even with her allergies, she can smell it. So there you go. And I'm just gonna kind of give it a nice little dice here. And I use this stir fries. You know, ginger is one of those things where when you check out at a grocery store, they even kind of ask, what is this? They're not even sure at their own grocery store what it is. So, but you can keep this on hand, use it with stir fries, use it with spring rolls. Any marinades that you do that are Asian flavored, it's great. And
I've been putting it like this in my hot water with tea and honey for my allergies.
Yes. Yeah, you'll see a lot of ginger teas out there. So exactly, you can steep it in hot water just to sip on.
It's nice. It's great for the throat. It opens up, and I think it works with the all sorts of. Yeah, I love that trick.
Yes, we just smashed it to kind of break off, and it makes the skins nice and easy to take off. So now we're just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to do it a little dice here.
I love garlic. I just love it. Obviously, I'm not a vampire.
So if you have a press at home, you can also use a garlic press. It helps with garlic fingers, but in my family, we always smell like garlic or ginger or both, so don't need to worry about that today. All right, so now we're going to start adding the liquid. So we have the garlic and ginger. This is soy sauce. It's a little bit disguised, but it's just tamari or soy sauce, and you can find all different sorts of varieties at the grocery store. You can find low sodium options if you're looking to reduce your sodium intake. And we are going to get a half cup, which I'll do right here. I'll try to be precise. Although once you get the feel of this recipe, you can kind of just eye it up. Pour that right in. All right, and we're also going to use some of this. It's rice wine vinegar. Have you ever used rice wine vinegar before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right. So we got the rice wine vinegar in the sauce. Now we're going to start on the toasted sesame seed oil. Now this is a very strong oil. We don't need a lot at all. A couple drops will do. So I'm just going to do a nice little pour. There we go. You can kind of see it bubbling up top. And that's just going to add a really nice nutty flavor to the sauce. Lastly, we have our honey, which we got from Norm. So we will open this up. We can try to figure out what flowers these bees were drinking on too.
What do you think?
I don't know, but it smells really good. We'll go with apricot. All right, so it's an apricot Asian sauce today. And we're just gonna pour a little bit in. That just adds a little bit of sweet. And honey's a great way to go if you're looking to eat more local foods, but also kind of get your sweet tooth fix. And all I'm gonna do now is give it a little stir. Now you can also add some water because the flavors are pretty strong in this sauce. You can also add sesame seeds, which just kind of adds to the flavor and the visual excitement of the dish. So there we go, we gave it a little stir. So now let's go back to the spring roll. Now, we've had this in here a while. Do you want to try to pick it up?
Yeah.
All right, you try to pick it up. There we go.
A challenge, but it's kind of
feels a little different, doesn't it?
Way different.
Almost feels like a jellyfish.
Yeah, it's soft and spongy.
Not that I've ever hugged or held a jellyfish, but
it feels like
if I were
one
to,
would look like it feels like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to move this off to the side for now, and I'm just going to lay out the spring roll right here, and I'm just going to make so that it has a nice circular edge. I'm going to move that here. So what we want to start off with spring rolls, the most important thing when you're doing this at home is to start with your lettuce first. And the reason is, when we have the lettuce down first, if the spring roll rips, which it could happen, it's very nice and soft and supple, the lettuce is going to keep all the other ingredients inside. Okay, so we're going to start off with the lettuce, and we're going to put it on the bottom third of the spring roll, right in the center, okay? Into it, we just put all of our ingredients. So I'm going to put some carrots. I'm going to sprinkle some of our radishes. Look at all the beautiful colors. We have red, white, orange, green. I'm just going to start with the end here, closest to me. And we're just going to wrap it. You can see there's tiny little rips, but it doesn't matter because we have the lettuce.
Right. Brilliant.
And then we kind of just fold in the sides, just like we would a wrap or a burrito. You can see the inside.
Beautiful. Just delicious. We're going to make another spring roll, and while we do, we're going to break for these sponsors.
You never know what life will throw at you. Sometimes it's small stuff. Sometimes it can be pretty serious. That's why we created Unity Point Health. We coordinate care between your doctor's office, Finley Hospital, and even in your home. Surrounding you with care to help you get healthy and stay that way.
Hi, Mom. You are so beautiful.
The point of Unity is you. Unity Point Health.
The most popular question we get here at Steve's Ace, who is Steve?
We're not Steve. I'm Jeff.
I'm Kathy.
But we know lawn and garden.
I'm not Steve. I'm Renee, and I know plumbing.
I'm not Steve, but I'm his daughter, and I know flowers. I may not be Steve, but I can make your family's garden dreams come true. I'm Judy.
And I'm Steve, and we're celebrating 25 years of helping friends and neighbors.
Steve's Ace Hardware and Steve's Ace Home and Garden.
3 teens, 2 dogs, and a live-in mother-in-law. We had growing pains. So I went to Dubuque for a home equity loan. Instead, I got a money makeover. Dubuque refinanced my mortgage, shortened the term, funded my addition, and still saved me $15 grand in interest. With the same monthly out-of-pocket, I'm building college and retirement savings. And my mother-in-law finally thinks I'm smart.
The Dubuque Money Makeover.
I went in over my head and came out thousands ahead.
Dubuque Community Credit Union.
Do a little dip. Got it nice in there.
All right.
Let you dip yours.
I think we might lose a little, but I'm okay with it.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah, baby. Ready?
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
I think they say that when you eat on TV, you should take tiny little bites.
Oh, we didn't do that. That was probably the largest bite I've ever taken in my life. It was delicious though. You can taste the market.
God.
You can taste spring in these rolls.
You can taste
That's
the
why they're
market.
called spring rolls.
I love that you just said that. So, can you tell me a little bit about what we might be doing next time we're cooking together?
That's going to depend on the seasons, right? So we're going to have to see what vegetables are here, and it'll be a surprise. We'll let market decide.
Let market decide.
The Co-op Cookery is made possible by the Dubuque Food Co-op. Become a member. Buy local. DubuqueFoodCoop.com. Dupaco Community Credit Union. Steve's Ace Home and Garden. Unity Point Health Finley Hospital. and the Iowa State University Extension and Outreach, Dubuque County.